Hello and welcome to episode 4 of our Python tutorial series. Thank you all for tuning in up to episode 4, and today we'll actually make a useful program that we could use. And today we're going to be making a calculator program. So let's get started. First, we're going to make some functions for the 4 basic operations: adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing. So we call a function by doing def and then the function name, which is add, and then our parameters, which is a and b. This just means whatever we pass whenever we call add and these two, it will be counted as a variable and we can do something with those. So we are going to return a plus b. So on the US keyboard you do shift and there's a plus equal sign. You do shift to type in the plus. And for subtract we'll do def subtract a and b, and now we're going to do return a minus b. The minus sign can also be counted as a hyphen. Def, let's do multiply a b, return. Now we cannot do ax b. You can see it says it's unreachable because it thinks that x is a parameter, but it's actually not. So how do we multiply in code? Well, there are 3 ways to multiply in general. You can do the x sign, you can do the dot, which is in algebra, or you can do the asterisk, which is shift 8 on US. And now we do b. So this is the multiplication sign. Let's do a divide function. A, b, return a. Now I don't see a divide character, the line and 2 dots on each side. So how do we do that in code also? What we do is shift, or no, not shift, we click this, which is the divide sign, or it also looks like a fraction, which fractions can be divided, the top divided by the bottom. So imagine this little term is a sideways fraction, so a divided by b could be a over b. Okay, so now what one feature I would like to add to our calculator is repetitiveness. Like I want to select add, and then when it calculates the 2 numbers, I want it to repeat until I press Q or some key to stop the loop. Well, we can do this way. Running is equal to true, okay? And then we do a while loop, while running. Oh, and a little tip, whenever you just say running, it means running is equal to true. So that's what you're saying. Double equal, remember? Okay. But it's actually good practice to just say running, or if you want it to be false, you say no. Yeah. So now we want to get input. Let's say num1 is equal to float. Yeah, so float means a remember episode 1? A float is any decimal number. Okay? Let's go back to episode 4 and let's say input and number 1. Now let's copy this and let's say number 2 and number 2. Okay, so now we'll do operation is equal to input pick a operation And then here we'll give them a choice. So we'll do plus, minus, multiply, and divide. Or Q to quit. Okay? So here, while running, we'll create an infinite loop of dealing with the numbers until the operation is Q, or the input is Q, and then we'll set running to false. So the while loop will not be true then. And as we learned in a previous episode, once the while loop is false, or once it has met its condition, it's not going to do anything. So we're going to say operation. Here we're going to use a match case. So I think we learned this, but I'll just do a quick recap. Match is basically infinite ifs. If operation is equal to this, do this. If operation is equal to this, do this. But we don't have to do the if operation ever. We just have to do match and then our variable so that we can compare its value. So here we say operation. And now we're going to do case. And here we're going to do add. But what if they say addition? Or what if they say the plus sign? Well, we use this. On the US keyboard, you have a backward slash. On top of it is a I don't know what to call this. I'll just call it a wall. So basically, this means the or. It means case, add, or addition, or the plus. So if the value has any of these, it will do this. So we'll print add num1 and num2. And here we have another case. Let's say sub or subtract or minus. So you see that there's sort of a pattern here. First, we're gonna say the abbreviation or the nickname, and then we'll say the full name and then the sign. So here we'll do another print subtract num1 and num2. We'll do case. Now we'll want to do multiply or multiply or x. So you know what, let's add another case, which is also for the asterisk, okay? Just in case some people want the asterisk, we'll just leave it there as an extra one. So now we're gonna do print multiply num1 and num2. So now last case is div or divide. And also that's all we're gonna have this episode. Is just gonna be a little how do we say exercise. And we are going to hopefully on episode 5 I'll be introducing classes. And then we're gonna do AI, so stay tuned. Num1 and num2. Now what if they want to quit? Q or let's see. Let's say they say quit. We'll do running equals false. So here basically we're saying, okay, is the running true? Okay, ask what their number 2, pick an operation. But hey, they didn't pick an operation. They wanted to quit. So running equals false. So this entire loop will be skipped and it will go to the next line of code. So let's just add the default case. which now the default case is a underscore, will print invalid operation. Okay, let's add a sad face. Now let's say they did press Q. Bye bye. So why did I add this out of the running loop? I don't know. This is just so that if somehow the code just skips this already, it will say a final message before it shuts down. So let's just quickly run this. Okay, number 1, let's say 3. Number 2, 92. Let's say multiply 276.0. Let's check that using calculator. 3 times 92, 276. Correct. So number 1, 8. Number 2, -1. Divide -8. Let's also double check. 8 divided -1, -8. Okay, so it's good, but let's see if we just want to quit. So let's say quit, bye bye, and you can see that it started another prompt, which means that has left, and it says here it completed. Okay, thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, and follow for more, and see you next time.